Okay guys, today we're gonna talk about our country.
Romania.
Let's find out!
こんにちは。全人類と友達になる男、僕がミスタープチです。そして
Anna.
Robert.
今日のテーマはルーマニアについて。
Finally.
Which country are you from, guys?
We already told you.
Romania, no?
Hi, they are from Romania. So I'm gonna interview them about Romania. Romania is
Romania.
It's an O. Romania.
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 Oh,
Yes.
近い。
Romania.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
まあルーマニアなんだけど今日はルーマニアについてインタビューをしていきたいと思います。それでは行ってみよう。
Okay, so first, what do you know about Romania? Or rather say, do you know anything about our country?
Okay, we know each other for a while already, so please
Yeah.
don't disappoint us.
地球にあるよね。
We are actually from Europe. Actually, Eastern Europe.
The Europe that nobody gives a shit about.
Okay, fun fact about Romania. We live surrounded by a lot of Slavic countries, but actually our language is Latin.
Yep.
Why? I have no idea. But it's an interesting mix. Probably nobody knows about Romania, but if you want to imagine what this sounds like, think about Italy and Russia mixed up. That's also our culture.
That's
That
very
sums it up,
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
隣にある国は例えばどこがあるの？
So you have Romania in the middle, and in the south you have Bulgaria, then you have Serbia, Hungary, then you have Ukraine and Moldova. Moldova is
Basically just a small Romania.
a
For
small
some.
Romania.
I'm not sure why they are a separate country, because we speak the same language, and we are basically the only country speaking Romanian, but they're also really good at Russian, because they're next to Russia.
I think the reason we were separated was after the Second World War. Russia wanted to make Moldova part of Russia or something like that, but Romania wanted to have Moldova as part of Romania. And because none of it sounded very good at the meeting of the powers, it's like, okay, let's leave Moldova, have Dokuricu.
Just be a separate.
Just be a separate country. It's like the Republic of Moldova. And because of that, now you have Romania, who used to be separated in three parts, like Moldova, Transylvania, and Wallachia. And right now in Romania, you have Romania and then the Republic of Moldova, but you know how Japan is separated in like Kansai, Kanto, Chukotka, and so on?
Okay.
Romania is also separated in Wallachia, Transylvania, and Moldova. So you have the Moldova Chiho, like
And you also have
the
the
Moldova
Moldovan
area,
country.
and then you also have the Republic of Moldova.
Going back to Mr. Fuji, what do you know about Romania?
ヨーロッパにあります。東ヨーロッパです。
We just told you that.
チーズが有名です。
That's also true. I wouldn't go that that's popular because we have no name for our cheese. We just call it cheese. But it's definitely better than any other kind of cheese.
どんなチーズ作るの？
Well, actually, you know how usually in English you have something that's called only cheese, right? We actually have two kinds of cheeses. That's an interesting one because we have the normal cheese that everybody thinks about is the yellow one, right? That's cheese. But we also have something that's white,
Yes,
right?
it looks like tofu, but
It looks like tofu, but it's tasty.
yeah.
So tofu is plant-based. Imagine tofu but animal-based. But we add a lot of salt to it, so it actually tastes like something.
名前は？
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bit...
Hard to pronounce.
If you were to translate straight up cheese to Romanian, it goes brânză.
Yes.
ブレンズ。
Oh, that's good, brânză.
Did I?
Yeah.
That's
it's
the
very
white
good.
one. That's the white stuff that we talked about,
Yes.
the tofu. And we also have the yellow one that everybody knows.
Yes.
And that one has no translation from Romanian to English for some reason, and we call it cașcaval.
Yes.
カシュカバル。
Kashkaval.
Why are you so good at pronouncing random words?
日本の避けるチーズの方が美味しいでしょでも。
Sakiro plastic? You mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure like everybody in Japan at least tasted maybe once nice French cheese, right? Does it compare with
Sakeru cheese. Say you have sakeru cheese, and then you have camembert. Which one is better?
僕は避けるチーズの方が好きで。
What's happening with your test buds?
I'm amazed you didn't mention anything about Dracula.
なんか前言ってたね。
Yeah.
ドラキュラが生まれた国なの？
Yes. That's it.
Money.
Transylvania is the house of Dracula.
Yes.
But initially, like, we didn't think that he's a vampire. What actually happened is somebody from UK, I don't remember the author's
Bram
name.
Stoker.
Bram Stoker, right.
Bram
Long time ago wrote a book called Dracula,
Dracula, yeah.
in which he said that he's a vampire. And that's how it all started.
Bram Stoker is the guy, it's a British guy who invented the concept of Dracula. And he used it to Vlad Tepes, who was, the rumor said that he was born in Transylvania, but was the king of Wallachia. And he used this historical person that existed in Romanian history as a model for his character in the book Dracula.
Yeah.
And he also used the area of Transylvania and the fact that there are a lot of castles around there to write his book.
Like, he was a really cool ruler.
Yes.
Like, for example, at that time we would fight a lot with Ottomans, with like Turkey, maybe?
Yeah, it's like old Turkey.
Anyway, it was a big empire at the time in Europe. And the idea is that we would fight, and after he wins, because he was really good at fighting, I guess, he would just take their heads and like put them on spears and put them around the city and the town. Yeah, he was really bloody. I guess that's where Bram Stoker got his imagination.
But here's the thing though, because if you look, you often hear about Vlad Tepes being very bloody, and he loved to impale people. Like the ones who were doing very bad crimes, the judgment would be getting impaled. But if you look at the history as a whole, impaling was a pretty common practice at the time in Europe.
Maybe he was impaling more than other people. He was the impaler.
It's more of the fact that he used impaling as the main thing, as the main batsu.
Good times.
And
ドラキュラのお祭りとかあったりするの？
I don't think so. We have a castle.
Yeah, we have the castle that's supposed to be the castle where he used to live.
But
And
fun fact, I think everybody thinks that Bram Castle is the castle of Dracula, but he never ever lived there.
Yeah.
I think it's all fake marketing.
It is.
His castle is actually somewhere completely different, but it's in a place that's really hard to access. So they cannot make that his main place because nobody would go there. Please go to the castle anyway. It's alright.
Yes.
ドラキュラに出会ってしまったらどうしたらいいの？
Garlic.
Garlic.
That's it.
じゃあもういつもステーキガーリックで食べてはーってやったらいいってこと？
I think that's gonna work. But usually, like, I think they sell these like big 10 garlic or even more necklaces. So you just wear garlic around your neck, you're safe.
Also, Romanians eat a lot of garlic.
We
We
like
love our garlic.
なるほどね。
Eh?
映画とかでここにニンニクをいっぱいつけてる。
Yeah,
あれ
that's
は
why.
ヴァンパイアのためにやってるよね。
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
十字架は効くの？
Kiku.
And like silver bullets and silver crosses and holy water and garlics.
めちゃくちゃ弱点めちゃくちゃある
They're
な。
pretty weak, right? If you think about it like that. And also they cannot enter your house if you don't invite them. So
Yeah.
low class monsters.
They can transform into a bat though.
あ、そうなの？
And they're really ikemen.
Yes.
はい、質問です。
Yes.
バットマンはドラキュラですか？
Ciao de.
ルーマニアで使われている言葉って何？
Rumania go.
だけ？
Dake.
I think everybody can speak some kind of English. We just mix English in our conversation like a lot. I swear that like 40% we just speak English lately.
Yeah.
Especially like young people just speak
I mean, it's
English
the
all the way.
same thing that happens in Japan because of colonization as well. You know, you just get a bunch of gairai go, and half of the sentence ends up being katakana go,
あー
which is motomoto English words.
でも、まあ日本人は全然英語喋れないじゃん。
Romanians are pretty okay with English.
なんでなの？
Oh, because remember when I told you that even though we are surrounded by Slavic countries, we are Latin. Our language is Latin. So in America they have this, maybe it was UK. They have a list of countries also based on difficulty level, how hard it is to learn from that language to learn English. And you have on like lower difficulty level, you have Latin languages like Spanish, Italian, French, Romanian. They're like 6. Then you have most of the countries are like on the second part, like all the way, like Russian,
The
Ukraine,
Slavic.
all the Slavic languages, basically everything else. And then you have on the third part, which is extremely hard to learn English from, Chinese, Arabic, Japanese. We are basically cheating when we learn English, honestly.
Well, yeah, but it goes the same way through like that's the case for English, but based on which language is your native language, there are certain languages that it's gonna be easier or harder for you to learn. It's the same like for Japanese, it's way harder for them to learn English than it is for us. But on the flip side, it's way easier for a Japanese to learn Chinese or Korean or Thai or something like that
Maybe not
than
Thai.
us.
I don't know about Thai, but definitely Korean is a lot easier, right? You
Yeah,
have-
Korean
I
and
guess-
Chinese.
何かルーマニア語を教えてよ。発音難しいやつ。プラジトゥラ。プラジトゥラ。
That's pretty good. Damn it.
It's kind of too good.
Why is so good
Yeah.
at this?
ありがとうござい
He's
ます。
so annoying.
どういう意味
Cake.
英語と近い言葉って例えば何がある
Incredible.
の
Incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah, incredible.
Like there are a lot of words we either like borrow them from English as neologisms, or there are two different words, but they evolve from the same Latin word.
例えば英語は bread だけどラテン、スパニッシュだったらパン、で日本語もパンでしょ。なんていう、
Puine. Yeah, another thing that Japan doesn't have.
You don't
bread.
have you don't have cheese.
You don't have bread.
You guys don't have 100均
We do now.